Is drinking raw milk safe like RFK Jr. suggests? Can you reduce a glucose spike if you eat your food in, quote unquote, the right order? I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp. I host a nutrition myth-busting podcast called Bite Back with Abby Sharp. And those are just some of the questions I tackle with qualified experts on my show. There is so much food misinformation and disinformation out there, and it can feel impossible to know what's real and what's BS. On Bite Back, my goal is to help listeners create a pleasurable relationship with food, their body, and themselves, which in my opinion is the fundamental secret to good health. Listen to Bite Back wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
Today is Celebration of the Senses Day.
Ooh.
Celebrate them senses. What's your favorite sense?
Did you get me a card? How do you go about celebrating the senses?
I'll tell you how. We're an audio medium. Here's what we're going to do. It's become one of our most popular segments when Pooja and Steph go head to head. I don't know what I'm basing that popularity
this is based
on, but I
on
love
you.
it. Yeah, I love it. Well,
It's you doing this.
People are used to seeing me on the hot seat every morning at 8:30, and there's something nice about turning the tables and seeing you two sweat it out. This is Celebration of the Senses.
What if we tie?
No,
purpose.
I've got a
Oh, do
tiebreaker.
you? Oh,
I
okay.
came in prepared.
Wow, the things that bring you joy.
Yeah.
We need to work on that.
I'm going to play a sound. You tell me what the sound is. If you don't get it, the other person can steal. I think you guys will do well here. Pooj, you're going to start.
Okay.
What is this sound?
Are you washing dishes?
I'm going to play it for you one more time.
Are you washing dishes?
Okay.
I don't really have a better guess. Is it something at the casino?
No, listen.
Oh, I think I have another guess.
I don't know
Too
what
late
that
for you,
is.
Pooch.
I don't know what that is.
No guess?
You're playing Yahtzee.
No, the answer was bowling pins getting knocked down.
Oh,
Play
wow.
it again for you.
Oh,
Bowling.
what?
Okay, Steph.
Yeah.
This is your first one. You ready?
Yeah. It sounds like the one-hole puncher.
That's not it. Pooj for the steal.
Is that a stapler?
It's a pen clicking.
Why do I feel this is going to be a 0-0
So,
game?
you know what? I think it might be. Okay, Pooj, back to you. Here we go.
Oh, okay. So either you're vacuuming or a hair dryer. I'm gonna go hair dryer.
Steph for the steal.
Are you grinding coffee beans?
Should have stuck with your instinct, Pooj. The answer was vacuum.
Oh, see, I didn't want to do it because you made no facial expression when she said that.
Oh, I'm getting good at lying. Okay, Steph, to you. This is to get on the board.
You're scratching something. I don't know what you're doing.
I definitely overestimated you guys here.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, any guess? No guess?
No, I mean, no guess. Pooch?
Pooj, I'll
One
play
more
it for you
time.
one more time.
Are you scraping something?
No. It's cutting paper.
Oh, what?
Cutting paper, cutting construction paper.
That's how you cut construction paper?
I think it
That's the sound of it.
What were your
different.
art projects like as a kid?
That wasn't me
Are
actually
you
cutting.
Edward Scissorhands?
Yes, I am. Okay, back to you, Pooj. This is to get on the board.
Wow. I know this one, I think.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go with a pencil sharpener.
Is it cutting grass?
It is a lawnmower. Yes! Steph is on the board. Okay, Steph, this is to you, Steph.
Okay. Are you blowing your nose? Yes! Oh
Okay.
my God! I'm finally getting some.
Steph takes it 2-0, and this is just a fun. This was a tiebreaker, but this is just a fun one. I recorded this over the weekend at Pooja's place.
What is it? Oh, they're on vacation! It's a chicken!
Did you hear that? Oh, one more time, listen.
Oh my
You
God, that
have
one chicken.
way too much time. It
doesn't matter, I won. It's all
good. Too much time.
Worth it?
Go get a life.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast
the Daily Double.
with Pooja and Gurdeep.
Here's 2 stories you need to know. Pooj, what do you got?
Well, attention all sneakerheads. Adidas has announced that on July 3rd, it's going to drop a limited edition run of its navy blue and white Orion shoes. You remember these were famously worn by Terry Fox during the Marathon of Hope. That was 45 years ago. So the pair is going to run you about $145.
Not bad.
All proceeds going to cancer research. And the shoe drops at 10 a.m. July 3rd. I'm telling you right now, it's going to sell out. And the last time they did this was in 2020 to celebrate 40 years. I know you have a pair, actually.
I have a pair from the 2020. I still wear them. They're so good. And I host the Terry Fox run every year, and I wear those shoes proudly. They're like the nicest shoes I own. I can't wait for these new ones.
It was a huge success. So, by the way, you can go to terryfox.org/Orion if you want more information on the shoes. But also, you can register and then fundraise for the 45th annual Terry Fox run. That's taking place on September 14th. And if you register with them and you have 45 sponsors by September 15th, you can then be entered in to win a chance to win a pair of the shoes as well.
Ooh, I love that. All a good cause. That's win-win-win. Okay, did you see the viral moment at the NBA draft last night, Pooj? I'm going to show this to you on my phone right now. That's the kid the Raptors drafted. Look what happened. This is after they called his name.
Okay.
9th overall pick. His name is Colin Murray Boyles. You see the reaction? Yeah, it instantly became a meme and had fans all over the internet freaking out. If you watch the clip, Murray Boyles gets up, looks stunned, shakes his head, not smiling, and appears to drop an F-bomb.
No.
So the immediate feeling was, is this kid disappointed to be drafted by the Raptors? Does he not want to be here? Murray Boyles took the time to clear the air immediately. He explained that it was simply relief and disbelief that he was an NBA player, and even some surprise because he wasn't expected to go as high as 9.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is a quote from him. He goes, "What I said was not a bad thing by any means. This was a surreal moment to hear my name called by this organization that has a good history and have really good players right now. I'm ready to do whatever it takes and whatever they need me to do."
Okay.
The Raptors social media team further tried to throw cold water on this online fire by posting a picture of him at the podium after being drafted with a big smile on his face. You can understand some sensitivity from Raptor fans here, right? Like there's a history of American players not being thrilled about coming up here.
I think we're like beyond that now. I think that especially when they get here, all of that is gone.
You would hope so, especially after winning a championship and players like Vince Carter talking about how much they love it here. It sounds like that is not the case with this kid.
Okay,
it was
good.
just relief, but man, oh man, the internet was on fire last night when this happened.
Oh, wow. I mean, he sounds like he's super talented as well.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
It's a weird one. It's Catfish Day.
Catfish Day? What are you supposed to do on Catfish Day?
Well, maybe just a day to raise awareness about the dangers of being catfished. This is a real thing.
I thought we were supposed to go out and catfish someone.
I mean, you could do that. You could go out to an actual river and like fish for catfish.
Oh, no,
if
I
you
meant
take it.
like, make a fake profile.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Go online and try to lure somebody into a relationship with me.
Before we go any further, let's give you the formal definition of catfish, because this may be a term that not everyone is familiar with, or maybe you've heard of it and you're like, what is that? Catfishing, according to the Google, is the process of luring someone into a relationship by means of a fictional online persona. If you've listened to the podcast or seen the Netflix doc called Sweet Bobby, that is the most on-the-nose example of catfishing I've ever seen.
Or the MTV show Catfish, which has been around for, I can't even tell you how many seasons. And yes, I've watched them all.
Seen that? That's just stories of people catfishing?
Well, yeah.
each other?
And it started with a guy who actually got catfished himself. And it was a documentary. And then it was so successful, it turned into a show. Because so many people get catfished.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It happens. Look, they're stealing people's identities. They're stealing people's photos. They're pretending to be somebody they're not.
Playing off your emotions, your wants and needs,
Yes,
right?
they're trying to deceive you.
Yeah. You sort of catfished me yesterday in person.
How?
It didn't involve
what?
online. You and I were at an event.
Okay.
And
How did I catfish you?
you presented someone as someone they weren't to me and put me in a very awkward situation in the way only Pooja Honda could do.
Okay, hold on. Let's back up for a second. You walked into a conversation. I was talking to someone.
I'm pretty sure you pulled me in.
Okay, maybe I did. And I was
You're like, hey, Gurdeep, come over here. I came over.
and then I was like, hey, I'm like, we haven't seen each other in a while. How long has it been? And then we were trying to figure it out, me and this guy. And then I'm like, how long has it been between you two that you've seen each other?
How long has it been since you two saw each other? And I'm looking at the guy and I'm going, who the heck is this guy? I have no clue who the guy was. And I'm thinking it's a me problem because as I revealed on the show yesterday, I'm bad with names and stuff. Like I do often meet people and forget. I'll admit that. So I'm thinking, oh no, I know this guy. Can't remember his name. And thankfully, the guy went, he's an older gentleman, and he went, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. He's like, who are you? And I'm like, thank God. And so I introduced myself. He told me, and then I realized.
No, in that moment, I realized, I'm like, I don't know who this guy is.
When he introduced himself to me, you thought he was someone else who's a common friend of ours.
Yes.
Who he kind of resembled.
It's true. And so I thought, when was the last time you two saw each other? And then in that moment, I realized I also have no idea who I'm talking to.
So you then got me and you caught in this 10-minute conversation with this complete stranger.
So how did I catfish you? I still don't understand.
You presented a guy who you thought was a guy, was a different guy.
I deceived you.
I entered that conversation on the premise that you were introducing me to someone that I already knew and it was going to be a good conversation instead.
No, I was introducing you to somebody you didn't know that I also didn't know.
You were a day early on Catfish Day. You should have done that today. You catfished me prematurely.
At least I show up authentically awkward every time, Gurdeep.
Premature catfish. Have you ever been catfished? That's what we want to know. Have you ever been legitimately catfished, possibly online?
Oh, yeah. If you want to be anonymous, you can do that too. You can text us at 981-981 or give us a call. But let's go to Linda in Mississauga. So have you been catfished?
Yeah, he got my information off the Blue Jay site. I guess it was a he. And he messaged me and asked me if he could WhatsApp me. I said, sure, you can WhatsApp me. And then it turned into craziness. Yeah, crazy.
Like, okay, so WhatsApping you and then asking for stuff? Like trying to get money out of you?
He said he worked on he said he was an orthopedic surgeon and he worked on an oil rig out in the sea.
Hold on, an orthopedic surgeon who worked on an oil rig out in the sea? This already sounds fantastical.
And then he asked me for money to send to his child who lived in Florida. And I said, you're rich. Why would you need my money, crazy guy? Then he said he was going to jump in the sea because I wasn't going to give him any money.
Oh,
my God. I said, I hope you're a strong swimmer.
Linda.
If you're sad and lonely, it's so easy.
Yep, they play on your emotions.
But I'm smarter than a fifth grader.
Well, we love that for you. We love that this one had a happy ending. Linda, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, getting text too about catfishing at 981-981. This one is anonymous, and that's fine. It says, so I've never been catfished, but I have to assume that somebody else was catfished using my photo. A while back when Bumble was a popular dating app, my sister got a phone call from a friend asking if I was still married. My sister was really confused, and the friend ended up sharing that they found my photo on a profile of Bumble.
No.
And they thought I was either cheating or my husband and I had recently separated.
Oh, no.
But they were still together.
And, you know, like you think it's not easy to do. These catfishes, they know what they're doing. It's very easy to be able to, like, take on your identity.
I just don't get the payoff where it's like, okay, you put a photo of someone really attractive on a dating profile and build up an online relationship with someone. Then you meet in person and you're not at all that person.
Yeah.
And, like, what's the payoff?
And they fall in love with who you are, maybe, let's say, but it's not what you look like. And you're starting a relationship with distrust.
Like there's a definite end to it where it implodes.
Yeah.
Pam in Toronto, have you ever been catfished?
I was just listening to Linda talking about the guy on the oil rig. I don't know if it's the same person I had as well.
Really?
I was shocked, so I had to call in.
Okay, so somebody reached out to you as well, asking for the same thing to talk to on WhatsApp?
The same thing, and they were saying, oh, I have a daughter and I want to call her. Can you send me a gift card to call her? And I said, why do you want a gift card if you're working on an oil rig?
Yeah.
I realized this doesn't sound too right, and I just deleted it.
Oh,
hold on. So the person also asked for your number on WhatsApp?
I don't know how they got me, but they sent me an email.
Wow, and also worked on an oil rig.
An orthopedic surgeon? I don't know. That's so. It's so oddly specific. It's one of those things that they think you're going to go, this is so specific. It can't be fake.
And then he had this thing that, his wife passed away and he has to look after his daughter and he wants to call her and he has no money now to call her. And oh my God, I couldn't believe when Linda said that.
Well, I'm so glad that you figured it out. And you and Linda, I guess, have maybe the same guy. But Pam, I'm glad everything's okay and you didn't give him any money.
Thanks so much for the call, Pam.
Okay, thanks. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Cecile calling from the car. What happened?
So my boss, he tells me when he goes away, right? Like this is the time that he went away for cottage and stuff like that. So right after he left, somebody texted me and said, "Oh, can you do me a big favor? Call me or text me." So I texted in his number. So I know the number, I know the name, so I texted back and I said, "Oh, what happened?" And then he goes, "Well, you know that I'm away, right?" I said, "Yeah, I know." He goes, "Well, I forgot that it was my grandson's birthday and I don't have anything."
Cecile, do you think at this point this is your boss?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Keep going.
So then he goes, "Well, can you be able to send me a gift card?" And I said, "How much?" $50. That should be enough for, a kid. Okay, so here I am. Like when I went to Shoppers Drug Mart, like, send him a gift card. And he goes, "Just scratch it off and then tell me the PIN number." Okay. And I did. So I thought that was it. Then again, the next day, and he goes, "You're here. Like, my grandson will tell you, thank you so much. He was so happy. But then there are others, and it's not nice, like, for me. Like, the others are just, like, looking at it. So I kept sending him. It ended up, like, $1,200. On the third or the fourth time, he said to me, "Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was mugged." And then I thought, no. So I called him now at this time, and then I said to him, like, "Where are you?" And he goes, "I just got back from the cottage." And he goes, "Yes. Okay. How did the birthday party?" "What birthday party?" He goes. I said, "Oh God, they got me like $1,200. I was shaking at this time. And like, I said, I felt so stupid. But luckily, he got the cops let go in because it's not just me. I don't know the rest of the story, but he got me my money back.
Oh, nice.
Glad you got your money back. Cecile, thank you so much for sharing that. We appreciate you.
It was crazy. Okay, thank
take
you
care.
guys.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Love you
Bye.
too. Bye-bye.
And we realize that, it's not easy to share some of these stories because you feel dumb, obviously. But I think, people underestimate how you can be deceived and manipulated. They use something that they know they can, like, turn around. They can deceive you with.
Yeah, and in that case, Cecile's boss got hacked.
It's
So it was
her
kind of
boss.
It's kind of on him to let everyone in the circle know that he got hacked because that's a very sophisticated scam. You're getting a text from your boss's number
Yes.
saying, "Help me out," or you're going to do it. This text coming in anonymous saying, "I've never been catfished, but this is wild. I've never been catfished, but I've catfished over 20 men before.
Whoa.
It wasn't for money or to get anything from them. I just wanted to feel loved. So I catfished them all. I've used a lot of girls' pictures in Toronto. Now that I'm older, I realized it wasn't a good thing to do, but catfishing is actually easier than people think."
Oh, wow.
I can't believe we're getting a message from a catfisher.
And some honesty here in that just wanted to feel loved. And, when you're capitalizing off of people you catfish, they have their own vulnerabilities as well, right?
Yeah, I feel a little bit of sympathy to this person because it wasn't for money, but also like you did this to over 20 people. Like this is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Susan in Kawartha Lakes, what happened?
It's actually a friend of mine who she used to talk to me about how she met somebody online. For a few months, she would go on about her connection with him, and I started to ask a few more questions because she never spoke about connecting and meeting up. She finally let me know that, oh no, he's over in the Philippines and he's working there and he's kind of stuck. He can't come back because he doesn't have money and they're holding his visa to travel until he pays this money. He kept asking her to send money, and right away I said, no, don't do that. That's not legit. She ended up sending him over $4,000.
Oh, no.
And she kept telling me, no, you just don't understand. A year later, she did the exact same thing again.
With the same person or a different person?
Different person.
Oh,
she
no.
just got hooked back in again, and a single woman who scrounging up money and sending it to the first guy, and then the second one, I'm like, okay, listen, you learn from that. But she did it again.
That feels like one of those fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me kind of situations, right?
Yeah.
And just really, I think, speaks to her vulnerabilities, right?
And she just kept telling me that I just don't understand. And I was very heartfelt in letting her know, you made a mistake. I get that. Don't be ashamed of that. But move forward. It was really sad. I keep in touch with her just very rarely. I had to step away because I was just really getting mentally drained with the same stories all the time.
Yeah, thank you for sharing the story. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Also getting a lot of texts to 981-981. And at some points I have to be like, Gurdeep, I have to like get your attention because you are so enthralled
My
in some of
jaw's
these
open.
stories.
Is this what you look like watching reality TV?
Now you know why I watch reality TV. There's actually a reality show called Catfish. So I'm just saying if you want to catch up. A text here at 981-981. I had dated someone who was a scammer. He used a fake name. He scammed me $180,000 in 7 months.
No, $180,000?
I finally had hired a private investigator and I put him in person, but...
In prison?
Oh, in prison rather. And he only was sentenced to 500 days in prison. He's out. And Hamilton police are looking for him again now.
I think I actually read this news story.
By the way, I'm much better now. Found a nice guy and we're together for 6 years. I just want everyone to know, trust your gut when things are not right. Oh, wow.
That's a good reminder. I'm glad the story has a happy ending and that she found someone nice, but $180,000, like that's like life savings.
Do you think she got any of it back?
I did follow up and ask her on the text line. She did not recover it back, unfortunately.
Wow. Okay. On this catfishing day, some cautionary tales, if you will. Thank you for sharing all your stories with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Yo, you got a problem? Pooja and Gurdeep will solve it. Advice, baby.
Okay. Free advice doesn't mean that we can actually solve anything, but we do appreciate you trying and reaching out to us for some advice. Here's the best part. We also have all of you who are listening to also weigh in with advice. It's not just Pooja and Gurdeep's advice, because most of the time it's not very good.
We like to crowdsource these type of things, right? We're going to read you, and this is what happens, right? Someone sends us one of these. We do this, like we did this last week on the show, and then you hear that this is a thing. You can text us at 981-981 with your anonymous problems and get some free therapy.
Yes, and so this is from Anonymous. I'm going to read it for you, and tell me what your advice is. Gurdeep, you also think about what you might do in this scenario.
Lay it on me, mama.
Okay, dear P&G, I did something I'm not proud of, and I need your help. Oh, wow. Okay, I was leaving for work, got in my car, and somehow my boyfriend's call connected to my Bluetooth.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I heard a woman's voice laughing and saying, "It's been an interesting morning, which I'll tell you about later. How are you?" But I couldn't hear my boyfriend's response because it was now connected to my car. I stayed silent.
Oh.
She kept saying, "Hello, hello." I should have hung up, but instead I kept listening. I have no idea who this woman is, and why did he call her the second I left the house? How do I bring this up without looking like a creep who was eavesdropping?
Wow. Okay, this...
Oh, there's a lot to unpack here.
This is quite relatable because this can happen, right? Like you're on a call, you get in the car, it's close enough that the phone thinks like you're in the car and it connects on Bluetooth. I've heard of this happening to other people.
Because if you've paired your phone to that car as well, and that's what I've done. It's happened to me in one of our meetings, like one of our work team meetings where like I'm talking and my husband's leaving and, and now it disconnects.
I just want to go over this again. The bit she heard, so she leaves the house and immediately her husband jumps on a call. Now, we don't know that he made this call. He could have received this call. But either way, he's on a call right away as soon as she leaves the house. And what she hears is, quote, "It's been an interesting morning, which I'll tell you about later. How are you?" And there was laughing.
There was giggling. Don't forget that part.
Like flirty giggling?
No, and then you'd start to read into it like, this could have been a coworker.
It could have been a coworker.
Right? It could have been.
Or a side piece. I mean, I don't know. I want to think positively here. The part I love is that she's in the car clamming up when it connects to the Bluetooth, and the woman's like, "Hello, hello."
And she's like, "Don't say anything," because how bad would it be if she responded and was like, "Oh, I didn't say something sooner." She listened for a bit before actually
she could have
doing
played,
anything.
In hindsight, she could have played dumb and been like, "Oh, hey, sorry, my husband's phone must have connected. My husband's phone must have connected to my Bluetooth." But I understand why she froze in the moment. I'd probably freeze in the moment too because you're not expecting it.
And there's probably a little bit of like, okay, I want to eavesdrop. I want to see what's going on here. There's something enticing about that too. My advice is always the truth shall set you free. And I think you just say, "Hey, by the way, this morning, this is what happened. It connected. Who were you talking to?" I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to, chime in on your conversation. So I just stayed silent. Who was that?
That's probably the mature approach.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Is there a redial button in the car? Like a recall? I just like hit the last caller button in the car and be like, "Who this?"
Why are you so suspicious? Okay, you tell us.
Seriously, consider it. Who this?
and getting a lot of texts at 981-981.
Yeah, Janine and Brampton texting and going, girl, forget eavesdropping. Your car has better instincts than you. Let the Bluetooth lead you. What does that even
What
mean?
does that mean? Okay, it's Sasha and Etobicoke saying, go full spy thriller. So don't confess to eavesdropping. Instead, start leaving little clues around the house. Like a single bobby pin that isn't yours on his pillow, a red lipstick smear on a mirror, but draw a smiley face, and then a note that says, she sounds fun, in a ransom note.
Okay, Sasha and Etobicoke. That's hilarious. That's horrible advice, but that's hilarious. Mike in Mississauga, okay, the fellas are weighing in too. Mike in Mississauga goes, the way I would casually start playing the audio back while making breakfast, like, Alexa, play Suspicious Behavior, Volume 1.
Oh, I like this one. Jane from Pickering saying, host an imaginary friend party. So invite your boyfriend to a surprise dinner for you, him, and her. Set a third place at the table. And when he asks, who's the extra plate for? Smile sweetly and say, oh, I just thought your phone friend might be hungry after all that laughing this morning.
Yo, these are diabolical, some of these. What's happening? Tasha in Etobicoke says, say nothing. Just change your Bluetooth name to Other Woman Surveillance System and see how long he sweats it out. Other woman surveillance.
Oh,
These
dear.
are what is in the water today? These are aggressive responses.
Or we could just go with our original advice, which is just maybe be honest.
Yeah, maybe just be honest. Maybe just take the high road on this one. I bet it's probably nothing.
These things happen. It was an accident. You didn't mean to eavesdrop. You did. Now you just confess.
And if it turns out it's something, well, you've got your advice from the folks who texted it.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast. The Daily Double.
With Pooja and Gurdeep.
All right, here are two stories you need to know. What do you have, Gurdeep?
Okay, so there's that new Rob Ford Netflix documentary that came out last week.
I watched a little bit of the trailer of it, but it's a short documentary.
It's like 45 minutes, so I'm like, okay, I can watch. It's crazy they condensed it down to 45 minutes because there was a lot that happened. I think a lot of Torontonians are watching this, and it's cool that there's such a Toronto doc on Netflix. It's kind of surreal watching this stuff again, this time we all went through in the early 2010s. It's also strange and out of body for me to watch it. I wonder if you'd feel the same way, Pooch, because a lot of those viral moments, the infamous tape, the speaking patois at State Queen and Etobicoke, the chaos at council chambers, Rob Ford running through City Hall to get to his office and avoid the media, all these visuals. You and I lived this because we were working in news at the time, and this was happening in real time. It was maybe, I don't know about you, the wildest time working
absolutely
in media, right?
Yeah, I think I've tried to block it out.
Yeah, so part of it, I'm watching, oh yeah, this happened. Oh yeah, this happened. This is stranger than fiction. But the doc was also kind of a nice reminder as to how loved Rob Ford was by his supporters and all the nice things he did that most politicians don't do. Like you'd call him up because you have a problem and he would, he'll call you back or show up at your house.
Mm-hmm.
The overall feeling I had from watching it though was just like, why now?
Yeah.
This was more than a decade ago. Why are you putting this out now? I kind of just felt bad for his family. I mean, the doc is called Trainwreck, Mayor of Mayhem. His wife, Renata, kids. It's like, do they really need to see this? They lost him young from cancer. I just had the feeling of leave the man and his family alone.
Yeah, let him rest in peace. And do we really need to be drudging all this up again? Anyway, I guess we'll see how well the documentary does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got a story for you, which is going to be hard to believe, but it's a study. I can't make a study up. So if I told you that glass bottles contain more microplastics than plastic bottles, would you believe me?
Whoa, that doesn't sound right.
No. Well, according to a new study, and much to researchers' surprise, it turns out that glass isn't necessarily better for us. The study was conducted by France's Food Safety Agency, and they found on average the glass bottles of soft drinks, lemonade, iced tea, and beer contain around 100 microplastics particles per liter. That's up to 50 times higher than in plastic or metal
50 times higher?
containers. Yes. These findings were published in the Journal of Food Composition and Analysis, and even the researchers were so shocked by the results, they suspect it's the lids that are the culprit in all of these cases. But of all the bottles, the beer bottles had the highest microplastic count with an average of 60 particles per liter. And I don't know, I'm at a loss. The microplastics, I keep hearing about them and I'm like, can we avoid them ever?
Right. Well, I'm suddenly feeling better about the fact that I don't drink beer.
Yeah. Well,
microplastic in glass. Okay.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
It's watermelon seed spitting day.
Oh, I love that.
I have never done this before.
You've never spat watermelon seeds, the little black seeds in watermelon?
Like I spit them out into my hand.
Oh,
no. Does that count?
It's not as fun. It counts, but it's not the most fun thing you could do.
There's a fun way to spit out watermelon seeds?
You could totally make a game out of this. This takes me back to a very innocent, almost like a Norman Rockwell painting memory from my high school.
Okay.
So my high school sweetheart had a cottage in Sauble Beach, and when I was in grade 12, she invited grade 12 or OSC. She invited me with her family to go spend a weekend at her cottage. It was such a nice time. It was me, her sister, her mom and dad.
They were like, "You're going to get married. Can't
Yeah,
wait to see your children
totally.
one day." Yes.
And we're at her lovely cottage. We're sitting on her porch, and we just sliced up a big watermelon, and we're sitting on her picnic bench on her porch. And she's like, "Oh, let's play the game." And I'm like, "What game?" And she's like, "Oh, we play this every summer, and you eat watermelon, and you have to." There's like a plank deck on her porch, so you have to spit the watermelon seeds as far as you can and get them to land in between the planks.
Oh, wow.
And each one you do is a point. And it sounds so silly, but we played this for so long. We crushed the whole watermelon there, keeping score on who could spit out the watermelon seeds and land them in between the furthest plank.
How'd you do?
I mean, you know me, I'm competitive. I don't remember the final score, but...
Was the family like, yes, he could be part of the family? He knows how to watermelon seed spit?
He passed the test, yeah. And it was just such an innocent, fun little high school memory of watermelon seed spitting.
Oh, my goodness. Now I want to do this.
You got to do it. You know what? Do it with Cian Bodie.
Okay, I'm
They'll
going to
love
Omimi this weekend.
Do it in Omimi with Cian Bodie. Get a watermelon. Make sure you got to get like a plank deck.
Okay.
Sit on a chair or a bench and just eat the watermelon. A good way to get the kids to eat fruit without thinking about eating fruit.
Okay, I will knock on some of the people's doors and just be like, "Hey, do you have a plank deck by any chance?"
Yeah, don't do it on someone else's deck.
Oh, got it.
That
Okay.
might get you in some trouble. Your own deck, to be clear.
Watermelon seed spitting day. Who knew?
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Okay, I think I have to work on my body language in the workplace.
Oh, vibes are you giving off?
Well, I'm not sure. I actually don't know. You should tell me. Like when I'm walking around in the halls, when we get here, there's not a lot of people at the campus, right? It's only when we're leaving that more and more people start to come. And I was here a little bit later than you yesterday, and I was in the radio cafe, and that's usually where a lot of people from other parts of other departments come to have some coffee, and they have meetings, and there's a lot of sort of chatter going on and socialization. And I was grabbing a coffee, and I was looking around. I was like, "All these people look so important. I have no idea who anybody is, but they all looked so important." I'm like, "How do I know they're important? I don't know." You know how I sort of drew that conclusion?
Okay.
There was a group of people. They were all standing. 2 out of the 3 people in that group were standing in power pose.
They were doing yoga in the cafe?
No, power pose is think superhero, like hands on the hips and like a kind of a wide stance, like I'm a I'm a superhero.
People stand like that?
People stand like that.
Wide stance is ridiculous.
I know. And then I was like, I don't stand like that, but I'm like, is that why I think they're important? Does it actually work?
Were they wearing capes?
No.
Did they have the Superman curl coming down on their forehead?
No, they did not. And then
This is a thing people consciously do, or you think it's just just adjusting your stance?
I have no idea, but I immediately started to look at mine, and I was like, slouched over, bad posture, and I was thinking, nobody's looking at me and thinking I'm important.
Your stance is giving cautious optimism.
My stance is giving, please don't talk to me in the hall. Please don't talk to me in the hall. I'm going to be awkward, right?
Power pose.
Like, what about you? Are you conscious of how you were standing when you were talking to people, when you're mingling, like when you're at a party? Do you pay attention?
I'm standing for comfort usually. Like if I'm standing for a while talking to someone, I'll shift because it just, maybe you're leaning too much on one leg, so you shift, or maybe you'll lean against the doorway, or, I'm always looking around for a seat. But no, I'm not like conscious of being like, I'm going to stand like this to own the conversation. Or, people make that stupid triangle with their hands.
Yes.
To look, I'm like, why are you making
like
a
they're about to have a
triangle
speech?
around your midsection? Like, I don't need to, what are you framing? Like, no, I don't understand what people do.
I think there is something to body language, though. Like, when somebody walks in a room and they just look very cool and chill and relaxed, like almost as if you were walking in and you're biting into an apple, like that.
Okay,
chill.
you're trying to come in super cash.
Some people have that vibe, and I'm wonder if it's just a thing that comes naturally, or are they working on it?
So you can also go too far though. You don't want to come into a room looking like Chester Cheetah.
Like from the Cheetos commercial.
That's right. He's too cool.
That That's what you got from this conversation.
You just said coming in cool. That's taking it too far.
I mean, I guess it's better than coming in like the Kool-Aid man, right? Like smashing through walls.
That's the power pose. Also, how did he not break? He's made of glass.
Why do I even bother? Never mind.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
I've already seen it happening, and I really don't think we should be doing this, Canada. I think you get one card to play when it comes to complaining about seasons. But let me tell you, every Uber I've been in this week, the small talk in the elevator, it's been a lot of, oh man, it's too hot. And listen, man, like this is what we signed up for. This is summer. If you complain about the winter, you and I were at an event this week and we were standing in the sun. We're like, this is good. We like this.
Yeah. I mean, I was sweating my face off.
But still,
and everything else.
Yeah, I'll take it over the alternative of wearing
Agreed.
18 layers and shivering and your teeth chattering.
I agree. This is what we wait for in this city is we wait for the summer so that we can be out and about and have all the fun that comes with summer.
Mm-hmm. And listen, I get it. Sometimes it involves putting on a brave face. There are certain parts of summer that I will, be like, oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, like you don't ever lie about things in summer just to make it seem like you're really all about summer? Like for me,
Okay.
like I have a
Like I'm bringing out the slip and slide?
yeah, which is like, oh, summer, slip and slide fun, but really it's like, grass burns
Yeah.
and like cuts and
Yes. Nobody actually.
mishaps and
Nobody really wants to do that. It just
No,
sounds fun.
It's a lot of work. For me, like I have one particular group chat of friends from university that are big on camping. They do an annual
Oh,
camping trip. And
okay.
for many years, I just went along with it. I hated it. Like camping is charming for the first night. We're like, ooh, we're roasting hot dogs in the fire. By night 3, when you're eating hot dogs three meals a day, I'm like, it's not fun. You smell like campfire. Your back hurts because you're sleeping on the ground.
Yeah.
Camping is a very summer activity.
Plus, you're a glamper. Everybody knows that.
If I were to do it again now, I'm at an age now where I'm like, yeah, just give me glamping. But I have lied about enjoying camping just to be a good summer sport.
Okay. I can see where you're going. I've done that too. You know what I do that about? Road trips. It's like road trips.
You love road trips?
It's supposed to be so fun. Oh my gosh. It's like, get me out of the car. I get car sick very easily these days. I don't know if
Get
that's
off
just
your phone.
age. Yes. If I'm on the phone or if I look down or if I look anywhere other than with my eyes closed.
Legitimate follow-up, though. Do you only not like road trips now since having kids because it's so much work?
Yes.
Okay, so before you had kids, road trips were okay.
They were. But even then, I get car sick. I don't know. There's something to it. So I have to take breaks. A lot
Yeah.
more breaks. And then I end up spending money at the stops.
That's fair. Do you know what? Like, I'm embarrassed to admit this one stresses me out, so I really just lean in and pretend I like it. The beach.
Really?
Like, the beach in Toronto, especially. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Like, I'll go to the island and it's wards and it's fine. But the problem is you go to the beach and then there's just sand and everything. And
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
not coming home right away,
Yeah.
like then you still have a rest of the day where you're walking around. There's sand in your shorts and there's sand in your shoes,
Good
your flip-flop.
point.
Like, it's one thing if you're on vacation and you're like at a beachfront property where you can walk right back into your thing, wash yourself off, get back out there, cool. But if you have like several hours before you're back and there's just
Yeah.
sand, you're going to a coffee shop, you're full of sand, like, I don't love it.
Are we just too practical? Is that what's happening with age? Is you stop having fun because you make everything practical? Like, it's not practical to have sand in my shoes. I can't have fun without...
Whose voice is this, by the way?
That's you.
This is me.
That's practical you.
I have a mustache and a cigar, apparently. Okay, well, is it just as you tell us, what do you lie about to see more fun in the summer? Because I've lied about enjoying camping. I've lied about being excited about going to the beach.
Don't even get me started on... Oh, I'll be poolside all summer. I have a pool. I never go in it because I don't want to warm it up because I don't want to pay for it. Warming up a pool is expensive.
You've paid the money to get a pool, but now don't want to pay to warm it up?
I inherited a pool.
You're the person that goes on vacation and spends no money. You're like, oh, it's too expensive.
I'm just saying.
I will say, like, for a non-pool owner like myself, it seems so glamorous to own a pool. Everyone I know who has a pool, including you and Steph, talk about how much work it is.
So much work.
And you have someone that takes care of your pool.
Yeah.
Who has a cabana boy?
I can't. I've called your guy and he can't. He won't come because mine's a blow up. Like it's a vinyl 18-foot pool. So his equipment doesn't work on my pool. So I have to take care of it. And I'm like, I'm so done.
You have a blow up cabana boy. Yeah. He gives a real cabana boy.
He doesn't do anything though.
And we're not trading, for the record. So what are those things that you lie about to seem more fun in the summer? Getting a lot of texts at 981-981, including this one from Jason. I lie about how many barbecues I plan to host in my backyard. I can, but the idea of hosting is exhausting now that I'm in my 40s.
Yeah.
I can relate. And you think,
a lot of work.
You think barbecue is easy. You're like, oh, we'll just make it easy. It's a barbecue. And then you're in the heat barbecuing.
Well, Priya from Brampton actually texted in something similar. She goes, barbecues are so chill and easy, said me, flipping hot dogs in 38 degrees while everyone else keeps me company from the shade. It's true. If you're the barbecue master, that is not a relaxing afternoon.
No, it's not. We also have one here from Ashley in Mississauga saying, I always say I love patio season. Meanwhile, I'm slowly melting into a plastic chair and fending off wasps like it's an Olympic sport.
Yeah, there's that too. Okay, let's take a call here. So what do you pretend to love about summer, but you actually don't? Let's go to Dave in Toronto.
Right now, it's going on a lot. It's like my nephew's graduation or my neighbor's graduation. I can't stand it, but I have to make it sound like I love it.
Why can't you stand it?
Oh, first of all, in the summertime, nothing more than T-shirts, so I hate getting anything on that's dressy.
Oh, right, dressing up.
Oh, you got to dress up too, even as an audience member?
Yes.
Especially like 2 days ago when it was 38 degrees.
You can't show up in shorts and a tee for your nephew's graduation?
No, I don't. My wife won't allow that.
I understand because you're sitting there and you're waiting for your nephew. You're waiting for his name.
Yeah,
so,
500 people go by before my nephew, and he's like one of the last letters. They go alphabetically.
Dave, let me ask you, what's the etiquette on, let's say, for example, your nephew had a last name that started with a B. I'm just making up. I know that's not the case. Once your nephew's called, can you leave? Or do you have to stay till Don Zimmerman?
Oh, God, I could leave for sure, but my wife won't let me.
And you're indoors and you're sweating. The whole thing takes what, like 2-3 hours?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's brutal.
And a lot of the schools have no air conditioning.
And there's a lot of lying going on about how fun it is.
I got to be honest, you're making me grateful. As an uncle whose nephew just graduated, I didn't get the invite to the graduation, and I'm not mad about it.
Bad uncle. You guys have a great day.
You too.
Did I just go from the funkle to the bunkle?
You did.
I'm a bunkle.
Why didn't you get an invite?
Well, because I'm guessing you can't invite all your... Like, you can't invite 15 people. It's probably just mom and dad, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think you get tickets, right? You're allowed to invite
well,
a certain
it depends.
number.
I think at certain, wherever they're holding it, depends what the venue can hold. But
Like
here
an
it's
auditorium.
fine you didn't go.
Yeah,
you
I don't
didn't miss
expect to,
anything,
because then it's like the brother from the other side and all the grandparents.
all the speeches.
Too much.
Too much.
One more text here from Mark in Etobicoke saying, I tell people I'm outdoorsy. What I really mean, rather, is I'm outdoors adjacent. Like I sit near a window at a cottage.
That's summer for me.
Yeah.
The Pooja and Grenade Podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI. The Daily Double.
With Pooja and Grenade.
There are two stories you need to know. What do you have, Gurdeep?
Okay, so big press conference yesterday on the Ontario Place grounds. Lots of politicians there.
Lots of photos, renderings, if you will.
Love a good rendering. Oh, everything looks so promising and hopeful in a rendering, doesn't it? Okay, so the province rolled out its final plans, quote-unquote final plans. I say air quotes because you never know. These things could always change, right? The renderings are interesting. They're getting mixed reactions online. The plans, I mean, the pictures look beautiful. If you haven't seen them, just Google Ontario Place plans. The renderings include a marina, the spa we knew about, the new science center, a revamped Bud Stage, beach, markets, walking trails, massive parking structure, playground. They look really good. But you take them with a grain of salt because who knows what they'll actually look like and how much of this will actually end up happening. The only thing that seems certain at this point is the most controversial piece, which is that Therm, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, Thermy spa. Yeah. Some are upset that they're putting in this massive, expensive spa that will really only be for those who can afford it. It's not for everybody. The parts that I think are the coolest, again, with the caveat, these are pictures for now, are all the paths, the walkways along the water, which we know we need more of in Toronto, and this revamped Bud Stage. It looks futuristic. They say it could hold 20,000 people for summer shows and even 9,000 for fair weather shows or winter shows.
It's just such a beautiful piece of real estate that, we are not using currently. And, we need to use our waterfronts better. So I'm all for a new plan. I just don't know. I just know if I can believe it.
Here's the part with the biggest grain of salt. The projected completion date, they're saying 2029. That seems way too soon.
Come on now.
That's
not going to happen.
Yeah. LRT, anyone? Anyway, we'll see. Hopefully. Let's stay positive. What do you got?
If you are a migraine sufferer, there may be some relief in GLP-1 drugs. So there's a new study that says GLP-1 medications.
These are like the fat loss ones, right?
Yeah, they're
like
the ones
Ozempic
that treat type 2 diabetes and obesity. They're saying that it may also help cut a person's monthly migraine days by about half. And if you suffer from migraines, this is welcome news. So those with chronic migraines, they can experience them for 15 or more days every month. And migraine headaches, I mean, it ranges in severity depending on how bad you get them. It could be 4 hours, it could be 72 hours of how bad they are. Now, the drugs, they're known to greatly modulate and reduce intracranial pressure.
Nope, stop dropping science.
Okay? This
Just
is
head pain.
The key. The key is reduce intracranial pressure. So it's
So
not
glad you're
about
not
the
my
weight
doctor.
loss. It's not about the weight loss. It's about that pressure that it relieves. So
Yeah.
they're saying, you know, their guess was maybe it would be effective in migraine. So they conducted this study. It's a small study. Of course, we need more research. But for more than 1 billion people globally who do suffer from migraines,
More than 1 billion. Holy smoke.
being able to reduce it even by half is such a difference to their quality of life that it's worth investigating further. Here's the thing about taking things with a grain of salt. The study was published in the journal Headache.
The journal's called Headache?
Yes.
Okay, sure. But like also like lose weight and get rid of migraines? Like win-win?
I mean, I don't know about the weight part, but maybe we'll see.
This has been brought to you by Salt.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.